Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, it's Dominican Republic Weekly, Episode 7. Elton John, the new Eden Rock Amphitheater, El Dorado Park Amphitheater at Cana, and tourist information, and what the UN Tourism Organization says about the top 20 most highly rated, percentage wise, tourist destinations in the world. We got that and much more to talk about, so please stay tuned and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please share the videos. Also, please tell others about it verbally. Text people, because you never know what information can get them to maybe a new tourist destination, maybe an investment opportunity, business opportunity, because it's called Stop Struggling Now for a reason. Every now and then a light bulb goes off in someone's head. But let's get into it, shall we? Here's the latest news this weekend, October 6th, 7th, 8th. There's one man that has come to town that hasn't been here since 2014. That would be Elton John. Officially opens an amphitheater at Dorado Park, Cana, which would have been tomorrow. Here it is, El Dorado Park, the Legend Arena, just to give you an idea of what's going on. Opening this Friday, October 6th at the destination city, Cana. You guys have heard of it before. If you're not knowing what is going on in Cana, let's just call it Juanillo Beach, one of the world's famous beaches, is here in Cana. Just gated community of Cana, just so everybody understands. I don't know what this building is, so maybe somebody there will tell me what the significance of this building is. People keep saying this new arena, and they always show this picture here, which I can't tell what this is. Doesn't look like an arena to me, but they mention that. Unless they're talking about the Legend Arena, but they don't show the arena again here. So again, I don't know what this building is, but in a lot of advertisements about this amphitheater, they show this building here. Now, clearly this isn't the amphitheater, so let's show you what we're going to be talking about. Look, they disguise it a little bit. El Dorado Park. And again, here is what I want people to understand. The announcement of the event has been generated a lot, as it will be for only 2,600 people, and will be the first concert that Elton John performed after the end of his last international tour. All right? Which, by the way, his last international tour, Farewell Yellow Brick Road, highest grossing tour of all time. Just so you know. All right? Now, get a view of this amphitheater. This looks like a Roman amphitheater with seats that have no cushion. You're going to have to bring your own. This is an amphitheater, open air. All right? Just so you understand. Now, I'm going to show some other pictures of it because it was a little misty, it appears. A little rain showed up. But as a true performer, the show definitely continued to go on. And if anybody's listening, Larimar, Cruise on Land, this is why I tell you, forget the open air arenas. Get the ones that are enclosed. And by the way, you can do more events when it's enclosed. Hint, hint. Now, make it bigger than 2,500 people, please. 10,000 preferred. But we already know my favorite number one spot will not be having a 10,000 seat amphitheater or a 10,000 seat arena, but I advise otherwise. Now, let's get down to it. Elton John again. This shows you some people were there. All right, I don't know which night this was, but people are there. We'll probably call this the October 8th edition, so that means probably October 7th. So this gives you an idea. Nice, just like a normal amphitheater that you could find in a lot of cities around the United States and around the world, and a couple of amphitheaters that already exist in the Dominican Republic. About this size. Some are 5,000, like in La Romana. Then there's others like Cruise on Land plans on doing a 5,000 seat amphitheater as well. But once again, wake me when somebody says I'm doing a 10,000 seat indoor outdoor arena or indoor arena. That would be very special, which could just be a cover as well, where the sides are open but it's covered all the way through, so then you can actually have events of different sorts underneath the tent, so to speak, or underneath open air. So all I'm saying is be versatile, because you can do it in the Caribbean, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's my advice. Now, even though we do Dominican Republic Weekly, this is also some people standing by that are very interested in opportunities. And if you know what's coming, it helps you prepare for your opportunities. Here we go. New study shows Dominican Republic among fastest growing destinations in the world. That's right, Dominican Republic. Son, thank you so much for this. The Dominican Republic is skyrocketing in popularity with travelers in 2023. Everybody on podcast, everybody here on the YouTube channel, you guys know what's happening. So, why? Warm climate, excellent safety, some of the most exciting coastal resort destinations in the Caribbean. That's right, Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, La Romana, Puerto Plata, which also means Sosua, Cabarete. It also means Samana. It also means Michis. It also means the new spot Pedernales outside of Santo Domingo, Boca Chica. I mean, the list is going on and on. Santiago, Jarabacoa, in the mountains. That's right, a lot of tourists go up to the mountains. There's mountains in DR. There's also untapped areas around DR that are little small, like, I don't know how to describe them. Like when you're in Vietnam or in Thailand, they have these little islands that you've seen on 007 movies that are looking like rocks that come out of the water, and they're like 50, 60, 80, 100 feet high, and they are shaped like little eggs, but they're in the water. Guess what? They have some of that in the Dominican Republic, similar. Not exactly the same, but similar to that in the DR that they rarely show. Why? Because it hasn't been built up yet. If you know about that area, then maybe you would think about getting some land there. So we'll continue, because this is all about stop struggling now. Dominican Republic reports record arrivals before the start of a busy winter season. Okay, you guys already know the first 9 months from the previous Dominican Republic Weekly. You already know the first 9 months. January 1st through September 30th. All-time record high, because it was for 1 year 7.5 million arrivals, but in 9 months they got 7.6, marching towards 10 million for the first time ever, and over 7.5 for the first time ever. Can they make it in 3 months? I think they will. I think they're going to get awfully close to the 8 million mark. I called it already. 7.5 to 8 million this year, 8.5 to 9 million 2024. 9.5 to 10 million. And what I'm referring to is air traffic. That's what we're trying to get to, ladies and gentlemen, all right? We're trying to get to air traffic. That's the numbers, not just including the cruise. These numbers right here include cruise. Right now it's 1.5 out of the 7.6 is from cruise passengers, just so you know. Now, with that continuing, remember the UN, World Tourism Organization, UNWTO. Here it is, Dominican Republic in the global top 20 among countries with the greatest sustained growth in tourists. Now, how many times do I have to keep telling you, ladies and gentlemen? There's a reason why there are a ton of the world's best hotels, recreation, hospitality companies coming to the Dominican Republic. Why aren't you coming as an individual? You want to be an emerging millionaire? You are the CEO of your life. Nobody's stopping you because everything right now is hardly any barrier to entry. You can buy your own office commercial spaces. You can buy your own residential spaces. You can lock in your future income now. So that's all I wanted to say about it, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go look at this. Because you can see here. In fact, I'll have to say something about it because the Dominican Republic is among the 20 countries with sustained growth in tourist arrivals between January through July 2023 with a 17% increase. A measurement led by Qatar, which is number one with 95%. And some of you go, why Qatar? Well, after their exposure to the 2022 World Cup, which they managed to capitalize on in a very good way, and Saudi Arabia with 58% is a country that has an ambitious tourism development plan that has begun with its opening international tourism since 2020. So those are the top dogs right now, but all because you see what just happened. This is what Abinader and the Dominican Republic's trying to do. They're trying to get more and more events into the country, just like that World Cup. Now you see why a lot of people want that World Cup, because 95% increased in tourists just because of that. They probably had millions of people just during the week come into Qatar. Remember the players, the family, the stands, which is over 100,000 people. And there's matches from different countries with potentially 100,000 people every time there's a match. Different venues around the city potentially. It depends on how you set it up when you run the World Cup. But again, this they have capitalized on almost 100% of their tourists. That is incredible number just for the matter of a week or two, right? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Saudi Arabia. So here's the list. In case some of you were thinking about investing in other areas in Latin America or around the world, Qatar is number one. Saudi Arabia, 50 plus 58%, number two. Albania, plus 56, number three. El Salvador, plus 32%. Andorra, plus 31%. Armenia, plus 30%. Ethiopia, plus 28%. Colombia, plus 23%. Jordan, plus 23%. U.S. Virgin Islands, plus 22%. Tanzania, plus 19%. Liechtenstein, plus 19%. Curacao, plus 18%. Honduras, plus 17%. Dominican Republic, plus 17%. Serbia, plus 17%. Morocco, plus 15%. Oman, plus 14%. Number 19, Montenegro, plus 14%. And Iceland, plus 13%. The colors over here mean Europe is the aqua color. Asia Pacific is yellow. Americas is orange. Africa is green. Middle East is also in darker orange. So that gives you an idea, like Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Oman are the ones that they consider in the Middle East. All right, North Africa. Now, Africa is green. So you have Tanzania, you have Ethiopia, you have Morocco. Americas, a lot of places. El Salvador, South America. Curacao, that's in the Caribbean. Honduras, also Central America. Dominican Republic, Caribbean. So again, you have certain places all over the world. Look where people are going, or shall I say January through July, what has happened so far. Look at this very carefully, because this will actually help you out as well with investments around the world. And lastly, brand new luxury resort opens in highly exclusive Punta Cana neighborhood. Now, this is Serenade All Suites. Brand new 5-star all-inclusive resort has just opened in one of Punta Cana's most exclusive and sought-after neighborhoods. This is already out. This, even though this is dated October 8th, this is already out. Serenade All Suites did not just open October 8th. I might do a separate video on Serenade All Suites. I did review it because of this article I wanted to talk about, because what they are calling 5-star all-inclusive resort I'm not so sure that somebody should be branding this a 5-star all-inclusive resort, because I don't understand what they're actually doing. When I'll put it this way, I hate to criticize, but I have to give you guys, there's a difference between 5 star. So we're going to compare 5-star hotels when we start moving. I'm going to do a video about it because we're going to go to Cana, right? Then we're going, because we know those are 5 stars at Cana. We're going to pick the 5 stars over there. You can see how they operate and what they do. Then we'll go up to the Hard Rock, which is one of my favorites. I don't know if they're still 5-star, but they should be. Then we'll go up to Macau and Michi's. We'll go check the 5 stars. And then we'll go to La Romana because there's 5 stars at Caso de Campo, right? So we're going to go find out, and we'll see the difference between 5 stars. So if they're calling this a 5-star, I believe it's a little bit generous. But you guys can search the YouTube world yourself, or online, internet, and the interwebs, and figure it out yourself. Go look at it. But they're calling this upscale. Now, I want to point out, it's at Cabeza de Toro is the beach. That's near downtown, all right? But, again, this is seaweed that you see here. This is true. There's a little bit there, but, it is what it is. They clean it off. They're calling it upscale beachfront property as well. And, again, you guys know I advise when we talk about buying property and buying places and the reasons why. If you're going to brand yourself upscale and brand yourself luxury, then that's what you have to be. Otherwise, don't mention upscale and don't mention luxury. I realize that it's talking here in a news format, which could be a promotion. But again, I caution everyone when they have upgrades, when they have a preferred club, when they have all they have is like a water park, which I mean is not even really a water park, a few slides, a pool area that plays music, and places that have jacuzzis on their deck and swim up pools at the bottom. That's standard fare. But the point I'm trying to make is, what makes it 5-star? You guys tell me. Somebody might be watching this right now going, okay, I stayed there, so I can make a comment on it. Fair enough. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the short and sweet Dominican Republic Weekly, episode number 7, October 8th, 2023 edition. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why so much information all over the world. And yet, how do you keep up with it? Well, that's why I started Dominican Republic Weekly, because everybody that invests in the DR and in that area, you might not know about these new projects, new news, new events, and an Elton John coming to town. But why isn't there the larger artists coming? That's what you have to start asking yourself. The ones that traditionally come out, Beyonce, for instance, you need 10 to 15,000 seats. Taylor Swift, 10 to 15,000 seats or more, right? You need these type of arenas if you want the big dogs to come. Sure, the big dogs will come if you have a 5,000 seat arena or a 2,500 seat arena. But what about the hot ones now, right? Are they coming? Some of them have minimums. They say, I want $2 million or $1 million. Well, if you only have 4,000, 5,000 seats, you can't generate that income, at least seat-wise. How much your ticket's going to be? $8,000 each? You see the problem, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to be the big dogs, then you got to create the big dogs. And shout out to Atlanta. Or Atlantida. Again, somebody's got to tell me how to pronounce that project, because they came up with, we're going to have a 9,000, 10,000 seat arena. So you tell me, maybe they'll be the only ones, but will it be covered? So let me know. I'm sure you guys have comments about this. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.